guys. So I was playing around with ideas in my sketchbook and I thought it would be really fun. So this one is from the Big Book of Watercolors, which I highly recommend. It is a really fun book with really cool exercises that make watercolor a little bit easier and less stressful. Um, so I thought maybe we could do like a cute little Valentine's Day card with this little whale here. And then with the pun, it can be like, I really love you. I really like you. It's all goofy and stuff. So we're going to sketch this. I'm not going to give you an outline for this. So we're going to work on actually sketching our own stuff, which is fun. I know it's stressful. Don't worry about it. You can do it. So we're going to move the paints off to the side for a second. I have a 4x6 cotton rag paper. We're going to see how the paint likes this, if it doesn't like this, etc. And then we're going to use a white gel pen, a micron pen. I'm going to use the heat gun because I am the most impatient person on the planet. Um, and then I have my curated set of watercolors, but I'm only going to use probably the cobalt blue and I the ultramarine blue and maybe something else, but we'll see. Well, we have to use red to make the heart, obviously. I don't know why I didn't say that part. So we're going to sketch it first. And for our whale, I'm going to do him fairly centered. I'm going to start with the tail because that's kind of my favorite part. So I'm just going to doing a little line that goes out in two directions like this so that I can make my little whale tail and it's just going to pop up like this. Okay, and then the other one. And then you can get rid of those little guidelines. Totally fine. And I have the whale tail little slipping off to the side. You can have it flipped up. You can have it flipped down. It's however you want to do it. And then we're just going to do the top of our whale. So I'm going to start over here so that I can make sure I know where to end it. And I'm going to do just a line. It's just kind of a line. We could put a little hump in there if we want, kind of like the hump. It's totally fine. And then we're going to go from here. We'll put a little line down here. That's how fat we want this little whale to be. He's a fat whale. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to come down like this. And then we're just going to match them up like this. And you have a basic whale shape. Real simple. So before we put the fins on, let's draw the little line. So it's going to start here and it's going to end up out here at the nose. So we just want to go follow the line of the belly, but you want to get it a little fatter as you go along. There we go. And then your top fin's going to be up here and it's just going to be a shape like that. Okay. And then you're going to do another one. And then again, erasers are good. I have an eraser in this pencil, but you might want to use a kneaded eraser because this paper does not like being erased it doesn't like to be erased, so you want to be careful. And then you can come over here and do your second fin. It's okay if they overlap a little bit. We just have a fin. I'm gonna shape that up a little bit. And this is just a guideline. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're gonna put the little eye right in here. There we go. We have just drawn a super cute, super simple whale. Now we want a heart. So let's draw the heart first, and then we will draw the spout of water coming up to the heart. So let's make it a big heart, a nice big red heart. So there we go. We have our heart, and we're going to just do a little spout that goes off each way. Take this, fatten it up a little bit, and then you're going to add a little platform, I guess, for the heart to kind of sit on. So we're just doing it that way. We're going to play with this when we get the water or get the watercolors out. So you can have super fun with this. And then you can write your message over here. I whaley love you. You can put it on the inside of the card. You can come up with your own puns. You don't have to do it just because I think it's punny. You may not think it's as punny as I do. So let's get some paints. We're going to keep the palette real limited with this because we really just want this to be cute and it's just supposed to be fun. So no stressing, all right? Nobody stress. It's just supposed to be fun. I'm going to use probably a 10 for most of this. And I'm going to spin this around because I want my blue closer to what I'm working on. So I have my spray bottle and I have clean water today. I think everybody should be proud. I have clean water. I'm not using the dirty water that I used before. And we're going to spritz the blue because that's our main color that we're working on. And we need a color for the belly. So the belly can be any color that you want, but let's make it, yeah, I think I'm going to spritz this red too. And I will spritz, let's do the Payne's gray. And then we have Payne's gray for shadows and stuff. So since the belly is the lightest part, why don't we go ahead and get our brush and we'll get some of the Payne's gray out. You get it straight from the pan, it's going to be really dark. See, look how dark that is. But if we do it here and then we get some water and we just tone it down quite a bit, more water gives you a lighter color, if you can see that. All right. So we have this light Payne's gray, and we're just going to do the belly of our whale. So we're just going to pull this through. It looks really dark. It's okay. Watercolor lightens as it dries. So it's no worries if you don't keep it in the lines. Again, no one cares. It is your project. And let's just get this up into here. There we go. So this is like a cotton rag paper. So it doesn't absorb the water as quickly as some of the other watercolor stuff that we use, which is totally fine. That's fine. It kind of is fun how you can see how watercolor reacts on different kinds of paper. So we're going to clean our brush. And I think that looks a little dark for me. So I'm getting paper towel because, well, that's what I have. And I'm going to dab in a couple of spots to lighten this up. Just want to make sure you're not getting it everywhere, but you can just lighten it up. And then you get some fun little textures on the belly too. So look at that. We're all done with that part. And now let's just paint our blue whale. So I'm going to use the cobalt blue. And this is what the cobalt blue looks like. It's a bit of a brighter color. Let me get a bunch of it out. Sometimes I want it lighter, sometimes I want it darker, but with this, since it's the main color, we can play with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I get the edges first because I want the edges to be dark. So I'm going to go onto this tail. And even though this is a big brush, you can definitely move or make a point with your bigger brush because that's what it's for. You can also, if you want, take the brush and push it flat and pull. Might have to hold your paper for that to set up that tail. So there we go. And we're going to just go ahead and pull this down. Now, again, I didn't tape this down so that I can move it because I like to be able to move my paper. It's why I like to use a lot of blocks and why I like to use paper that hasn't been taped down. So this is all still from the same paint that I got the first time. And we're just doing this. And this is a super quick project. Like you could probably make a bunch of these and make a bunch of Valentines for all the people that you know. So let's get him a little bit more dark on the back, on his back right there. Yeah. And let's do this fin. Okay, I'm going directly into the paint this time and not using the stuff that I watered down so I can get a darker color to get a more vibrant color. Because when you put water into watercolor, it lowers the strength of the hue, lowers the strength of the color because the water, um, yeah, words are hard. This is called perimenopause, and sometimes I sound like a freaking idiot. So please just bear with me. So let's do this other fin under here, and we're going to keep this one darker as well. Make sure I leave a little bit of space between the two. And we're going to just get some more of this dark and just dropping it in to give him a little bit of texture up here where we're not going to be doing a lot of the pen details. Okay, so we're almost done actually. So this is awesome. It's a nice quick project. There's a couple ways that you can make the heart. Uh, you can follow the outline, or you can do a push and pull with the brush. So that's a push and pull with the brush that just makes a heart. So you don't have to follow the outline if you don't want to. You can also just put hearts all over, which we may do. Let's see. There we go. We have our little heart. We use the Pyrrole Red for that. To clean this brush out, and I'm going to get a smaller brush just to do this little bit of water. And again, we're doing this in the Payne's Gray. Again, it's not like I told you this is what we're doing, but we're going to do the water in a Payne's Gray, and we're going to get our brush wet because there was not enough water on that brush. And I'm going to do this in, we'll call it swirling motions. I'm just going to do like little swirls and take it down. Maybe put little dots of water coming out so it looks like it's spraying. Again, it's just a little project. It's nothing that you have to be super special or perfect about. We're just adding some color. We're getting the water there. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, at least this is what I'm going to do because I have no patience. If you have patience, you need to let this dry completely before we come in with the pen details. Or you can do my trick and use the hot air gun and dry it. Now, any paint that's wet might move around a little bit, but it gives us fun results, so I don't really stress. So we're going to dry it. And that saved me about 15 minutes of painting. So that's why I like to use that. So let's use our black pen first. I didn't dry this hard up here, so don't touch this with a pen, all right? With our black pen, we are going to draw the lines on the belly of our whale. They just follow the outline. They get a little thicker where it spreads out, and they're thinner down here at the tail and at the face. So we just do a line. Let it get a little fatter here. Figure out where it would match up here. And then just bring it up like that. Let's do another one. And then bring it up like that. And I think maybe he needs 2 more. So let's, starting at the same spot, bringing the line and matching the line on the other side of that fin and bringing it up and letting it disappear. And then let's just do a little line for the bottom. And we'll do the bottom of our little guy. We'll take that one across that fin because that fin's in the back, so the line can go across. We're also going to go ahead and color in our eye because he needs an eye. All right, another thing that I did on the one that I started with, was I put some dots on because I just thought dots were fun. And these pens are great for doing dots. You just want to hold it straight up and down, and you just want to dot, 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 dot. However you feel. I liked more around the nose, and then some along his back. I don't know why my whale needed to have spots, but he did. And then I want a couple on the tails. There we go. So we are almost done. Now we're going to take our white gel pen and we're going to outline our whole whale. So we're going to start up in here. And if your outline doesn't follow, sometimes you have to get it going on your finger. I don't know why. I have junky gel pens, I think. Don't feel bad if this outline does not completely match up with what you originally painted. It's not necessary. And sometimes the gel pen will get darker and sometimes it will get lighter, and that's totally okay. You don't want a line to go across here because this fin is in the front. So we want to bring this fin down. Whee! You also want to make sure you don't put your finger in red, but we'll fix that in a minute. I don't know how I did that, but that sometimes happens. It's all okay. And I will tell you, my pen does not like this paper a lot, but that's okay. We're going to do the belly. And do the belly up in here. Okay, I want to put some lines on his fins. I don't know why. I just do. It's just feeling it. Okay, so he has a little lines on his fins, and then I put a bunch of dots in him because I thought he was fun with dots. I'm fixing this piece of tail that I didn't like the way the outline was working. So now we just dot. Do, do, do. That might be how I put my finger in the red paint. Just little dots along the back. And then I have them on my reference photo going down to this cheek, coming up to his nose. And I make sure to put a little highlight in the eye. Now, if you don't have a white gel pen, you can do this with bleed proof white. It's totally fine. You can do it however you want. And you can go crazy with the dots. You can go reserved with the dots. You can do whatever you want with the dots. So we have this spot here that I made a mess of. So let's put a heart there, right? It's totally simple. We just get some of the red, the Pyrrole Red, and we're just going to turn this little section here into a little heart. And it's a great way to cover up a mistake if you made one. Obviously, you guys are all perfect and you would never make mistakes. So this is just something that I do. All right, so now we're gonna dry, and I'm gonna make sure this heart is dry. So now you see that they're not shiny anymore, so it shouldn't transfer anymore. At least that's the hope. I am going to go and see if I can erase out some of these guidelines that are underneath my watercolor paint. So you just have the spray coming up and you don't have all those lines. Because I like that look a lot better than the lines in the pencil. Okay, so I feel like it needs one more thing because I think it's funny. I'm going to put little white accents in the hearts. I'm going to attempt to put little white accents in the hearts. And maybe some dots on the other side of the heart to tie it in. And maybe dots work better for the highlight instead of trying to draw with it. I will learn how to use this, I promise. There we go. And then you can either handwrite if you like your handwriting, or you can do this with a different type of uh, a font program or something, and you can write in "I whaley love you," "I whaley like you," or whatever other whale pun you come up with. Show me the finished ones in the comments. And this is Drunken Aunt Wendy. Hope you guys had a good time. Bye.